world, thank you so much for joining me here today on Lumiere. My name is Claire Summer. Today's pick a card reading is super exciting. It is for anybody who's got a decision to make. So perhaps you've got a decision to make in your life. Maybe you are deciding between two different people that you're dating, lucky you, or maybe you are deciding between two different jobs or two different locations, or to stay or to go, or to save up more money or to go traveling, whatever it is, then hopefully this reading will help you. Now, I am not going to tell you what to do in this reading, because that would be called giving your power away, right? So, but it is an opportunity to reflect at the energies around both outcomes. Okay, so we're going to take a look at both outcomes and reflect on the energies around them. So maybe you see signs, maybe you'll get an indication as to the energies, and just have this opportunity to reflect and to really help you to make that decision, not to make that decision for you. All right. I want to thank my Loomies, my amazing subscribers all over the world. Thank you for being part of this lovely family, which is continuing to grow. Thank you so much for all your lovely messages and support, and for supporting me and supporting each other. It is very sweet of you. All right. Okay, I've got 4 groups for you today. I will insert an overhead picture of the cards so you can see them. I'll show you the cards with and without crystals, so you can make your decision in the way that suits you best. All right. And each of the 4 groups has the 2 outcomes. So we've got 2 piles of cards within each group. We've got group 1, which is the amethyst slice. We've got group 2, which is the quartz crystal cluster. We've got group 3, which is the aura quartz, and we've got group 4, which is the quartz crystal geode today. All right, so I ask that you choose from your intuition as always. Take a deep breath and drop down into your body. Take all the time you need. You're welcome to pause the video if you want to. All the timestamps are in the description box. While you make your selection, I just want to give a shout out to onlinetherapy.com. They are not sponsoring me. No one is paying me to say this. I just have become aware of their services recently after they helped a couple of friends of mine. So I have got a link down in the description box. You can get 20% off. If you are feeling like you are struggling in life, you do not need to. Please get the support that you need. The people at onlinetherapy.com are super lovely people. They're super helpful, and they've got an amazing program and set of tools for helping you through challenging circumstances, or to help you deal with any difficult or challenging emotions that you may be experiencing. So do check that out if it resonates, but otherwise make your selection, and I will see you in a moment. Hey everybody, welcome to your reading, to everyone who picked group number 1. Okay, so we've got option A and option B. So decide which is option A for you and which is option B. So say you are deciding to move between San Francisco and New York, then you could say that San Francisco is A and New York was B. All right, so just, if you need to pause the video or you want to write it down, then do that, but just decide which is A and which is B, and we will look at both options. So I'm starting with group A, and we'll look at the energy surrounding this option for you. All right, so we've got Page of Swords, the Hermit, Lovers in reverse, the Magician. Interesting, lots of major arcana here, fated changes in this option. Ace of Wands. This is the Muse Tarot that I'm using today. All my decks are linked in the description box. We have the card Underworld and Observer. All right, so it's interesting with this Underworld card for option A. I feel like this option will really put you in touch with your shadow self. Like, you're going to have to like go quite deep within you. You're going to have to really call on your own resources, your inner resources, to kind of make this happen, or to make this successful for you. All right, so this is what I'm seeing in this group. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think you're going to be asked by the universe to kind of go deeper and really get in touch with yourself, and maybe learn new skills as a result of this, or kind of it's going to develop your character, is what I'm hearing if you take this option. All right, we have the card Observer. So this may be something that you have been looking at for a long time. Perhaps I feel like I'm getting an image of somebody looking through a window, right? Through like a shop window, or kind of window shopping, or just kind of looking in, you know, looking into somebody else's life. So I just wonder whether this is something you've wanted to do for a long time, or you've seen other people doing it and that has inspired you to want to do this or to take this option, or why it feels so appealing to you. That you've been looking in from the outside at doing this. So maybe it's a dream that you've wanted, or maybe it's something you've been imagining for a long time and you can see quite clearly in your mind's eye. This observer card is also saying to me, you know, about doing your research with this option. If you take option A, make sure you do your research and really cover all bases and find out all the details. Don't fly by the seat of your pants with this. You know, really kind of observe it, get all the details, talk to other people who are doing it, or if it's to do with a person or relationship, find out more about them, or about what your life together will be like. Okay, so just as you're planning, just, you know, do make those plans, find out more information as you go along. All right, or before you take the leap or make this decision or take the jump. I feel like with this Page of Swords, if this is anything to do with your voice, to do with speaking, this is very favourable, all right? She says, needing her water. So that could be doing a podcast, or starting a blog, or any sort of journalism, or writing a book or something like this. Very favourable. Also, this may be something that you have talked about and have been very enthusiastic about for a long time, all right? So I'm definitely getting that there's a lot of enthusiasm here. You've got a lot of ideas, there's a lot of creativity or creative energy surrounding this. But this journey is something that you will have to do on your own, okay? If you make this decision, I feel like you may not get as much support with this Hermit and this Lovers in the reverse. So perhaps your friends, your family, or your soul tribe won't be able to understand what it is that you're doing, or maybe you're kind of forging a new path. It isn't a well-trodden path, you know, you're creating your own path in the world, and you will have to do that on your own, which is why you may have to be calling on those inner resources that we were talking about earlier with that Underworld card. If this is a question about love or relationships, I would say with this Hermit and this Lovers in the reverse, this isn't favourable for any sort of union or connection in this option A. All right, but you have got what it takes. This is what I'm seeing with this Magician and this Ace of Wands, and also this Page of Swords. Lots of fresh energy here, lots of motivation, lots of enthusiasm. Okay, there's a lot of energy behind this. You will have to do it on your own. You will have to forge your own path. There will be a lot of unknowns, but you absolutely can do this, and this is a favourable outcome. You've got what it takes, is what I'm hearing from Spirit with this Magician energy. You have absolutely got what it takes. You've got the enthusiasm, you've got the skills, you've got the charisma, you've got what it takes to make that happen, and you have all that within you, so don't doubt it. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for option A. Let's take a look at the cards for option B. So you've got Seven of Wands. I've got to make room on my desk. Two of Cups, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Wands, this is the Fountain Tarot I'm using now, Eight of Swords, the card Get Curious, you can see that, and the card Between Worlds, and this is a number 3, so that number may be significant to you. What I'm seeing here with option B, if the energy surrounding this option for you is kind of quite a lot of stress. I see a lot of resistance here with the Seven of Wands energy. So there's, I feel like this is an inner resistance though, looking at these cards. It feels like it's an inner resistance to this option. Two of Cups though, I feel like you will meet like-minded people along the way. If this is to do with romance, then this does indicate a union in this option B. I feel like you will get more support from outside people, from your family and friends. With this option, like they're going to understand it more. They'll understand what it is that you're doing, they'll understand why you're doing it, and they'll be more supportive, basically. But I do sense that there will be this inner conflict within you in option B. And with this 8 of Pentacles and this Queen of Wands, I feel like this option, there's this energy that you feel like you don't really feel confident in your abilities, like you feel like you feel out of alignment with this option, like you don't have what it takes. I feel like with this option you don't sort of believe in yourself as much, and there's like an uncertainty, and that you feel unsure and a lot of anxiety. So there is this kind of stress and anxiety around this option, which feels like resistance. So it's just like, maybe you don't see the results, maybe you're not as inspired to put the work in to kind of making this a success. Maybe you feel less confident about this, or less confident about moving forward with this Queen of Wands in the reverse, like you doubt your ability to be able to make this happen or make it a success, especially with this 8 of Swords. This is really about your own fears and anxieties. Now, I would say this doesn't mean necessarily that you shouldn't do this option B. You may just find it more triggering, or this may be the option that has the higher stakes, and so it's kind of triggering in that way. Maybe you get imposter syndrome, maybe you think you don't have what it takes to do this. So or maybe you're just resistant to it because it isn't what you want in your heart of hearts, right? So although other people say you should do this, or maybe it looks really good on paper, or maybe it's got the paycheck attached to it, or maybe like logically this seems like a more logical, better option, but in your heart your intuition is telling you that it's not for you, or that it's out of alignment in some way. So Spirit is saying, look at the bigger picture here. We have the card Between Worlds. So this indicates to me that with this option you won't be 100% committed to it. There's something about this, there's some sort of resistance where you are holding back. And this indicates to me that you've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So it's like you make this decision and you're kind of in, but then you're kind of half doing the other thing, or you're kind of wishing that you were somewhere else, or you're kind of wishing that you were doing something else. So there's this energy of kind of not being 100% committed to it. Again, it doesn't mean that you don't necessarily take this option, but Spirit is saying if you want to do it, then you've got to be 100% in. But at the moment I see this energy of you being like not quite sure and not 100% committed to it. And then we have the card Get Curious. This is just saying, just like spread your wings, right? Ask those questions. Like, do you want to follow your heart? Do you want to listen to your intuition, or do you want to listen to your mind? So Spirit is really saying with this option, be curious, don't make assumptions is what I'm hearing, right? Really strongly, don't make assumptions about this just because somebody else, it's worked out for somebody else, or this is a well-trodden path, or it looks good on paper. Ask those deeper questions about what it is that really resonates with you and what is true for you, and get curious. So do your research. I think we had that in both option A and option B, about like just taking a moment to find out more information. Either way, get more information, really look into it, but don't make assumptions about what it's going to be like. Okay, because sometimes we can go down that road and we think it's going to be one way and then it's different. So don't make assumptions is what I'm hearing. All right, that's everything that I have for you in this reading today. It has been my honor to read your cards. Do let me know what's going on with you down in the comments. I really want to connect with you down there and find out what your decision is and what you're thinking of doing in your life at this time. 2020 has been a very strange year, so I would love to hear what is going on with you and how you are you know, staying positive and moving forward with your life. All right. If you feel called to, please check out my beautiful collection of guided meditations and affirmations there. Some of them are linked in the description box down below, and there's loads more on my website. So if that resonates, do check those out. People have been getting amazing results with dissolving their blocks towards you know, their dreams and goals in love and prosperity. So yeah, loads more information about me and what I have to offer on my website. But have an amazing week. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I look forward to seeing you again soon here on Lumiere. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to your reading to everybody who picked group number 2. This is for everybody who picked the beautiful quartz cluster crystal. This is a new one in my collection and I love it so much. The moment I saw it, I just nabbed it. I was like, yep, that's my one. That's coming home with me. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so we've got option A and option B. We're going to be looking at both options today. So you need to decide which is option A and which is option B, a bit like heads and tails, you know, with a coin. So say you were deciding between moving to San Francisco and moving to New York. Option A would be San Francisco and option B would be New York, if that's what you decided. So take a moment to decide which is A and which is B in your decision. You may want to pause the video or even write it down, and then we will take a look at the energies surrounding both outcomes. All right, I'm going to start with option A and we will look at these energies for you, okay? So we've got 9 of Cups, the Devil. This is the Muse Tarot that I'm using today. It's my favourite tarot deck of all time. Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Wands, and Temperance. Remember, this is just a general reading, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. We've got Movement and the card Tick Tock. All right. Right, sorry, I'm just laughing. I don't know where to begin. With this, we've got this 9 of Cups. So this may be a wish that you've had. This option A may feel like a dream that's coming true, or you're trying to make a dream come true, or it feels like a dream come true. It may be a wish being fulfilled, something like this. I feel like, you know, with this Devil, it's definitely this element of temptation there. I feel like be careful that it's definitely your truth, this option, that it's authentic to you and it isn't something that perhaps you've been conditioned into thinking that you wanted, or other people have planted that seed in your mind. I feel like it's something that you are really it's like hell-bent is what I'm hearing. You're just like hell-bent on this outcome, or doing this, or kind of making this happen for yourself, or kind of driving forward with it. It's just like you're really, really committed to this change, right? Or kind of to making a change in your life, or to having this relationship, or whatever it is, okay? So there is that element there. There's this huge element of temptation. Things are changing for you. Wheel of Fortune at the center of your reading. With this option, this will create a shift in your energy, a kind of 180 in your energy, where you will be able to see tangible changes in your life. Sometimes changes are kind of inner shifts within us, but with this, I see tangible changes for you in your life. This is a card of success. I feel like this will be a successful outcome. I feel with this Devil here, this could just be some, like, what I'm hearing is like growing pains, right? I just feel like you've wanted this so much, maybe for such a long time, or there was something that was off in your life, or not quite right, or you felt stagnant, or you were frustrated about kind of the landscape, about how things were, but you didn't really know how to fix it, or what the solution was, or kind of how to make it happen. Maybe you thought, you know, there isn't an opportunity, or I don't have a chance, and that created like a lot of inner turmoil for you, or some sort of feeling of you know, difficulty or challenge within you, just thinking, well, my dream isn't going to happen, or how would I ever make this happen? I'd need a miracle to make this happen. But I feel like it's finally happening for you, that this opportunity is coming in, or that things are turning around for you in that way. What you are moving towards, what is indicated here, is kind of more stability with this 4 of Wands to the Temperance, right? So stability coming in for you as a result of option A. So if this is to do with a relocation, a move, changing jobs, kind of any sort of settling down where you're just like, yeah, I'd like to do this for a little while, maybe, you know, a year or more, or maybe for a long time, you know, maybe this is a life decision and you're just like, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This does indicate just a period of stability, of being settled, of kind of being in harmony with your surroundings, harmony with the people around you, of being kind of settled in some way, and that, you know, giving you a lot of extra energy, maybe to take care of yourself or to pursue creative projects or to kind of build on your dreams, right? Because when we're in a state of chaos, we don't have time for those things because we're just like putting out fires and we don't have time. But when we're in a period of harmony and peace, then we have more time to nourish ourselves. So I see this being very beneficial in terms of, or very favourable in terms of it being kind of settled and, you know, like a really solid foundation on which you can build for the future, right? We have the card movement. Again, this is very, it's got like a snake image on it and an egg. So this is like possibilities, potential with this outcome. Lots of potential and possibilities here. Like a snake shedding its skin, those big changes coming in for you of kind of, and I really feel like you need that, like you've been stuck in a rut or you've been stuck in, you know, stagnant energy. And you need that change, and this option will bring that for you. So this is like positivity, this is a movement forward, this is like a personal transformation as well, is what I'm seeing. And this is also very favourable for any sort of physical move, right? For maybe someone moving to be with you, or you moving to be with them, or you moving locations, or for a job or something like this. Some sort of relocation or move is favourable with this movement card, but it does just indicate, you know, overcoming that stagnation. And then we have the card TikTok. If you are really into TikTok or you are pursuing a project on that platform, then that is very favourable for you. That is indicated here. I also feel like this is a 30, which breaks down to a 3, so those numbers may be significant to you. But also I sense that this is like saying, Spirit is saying the time is now, right? Time is running out. If you don't take this opportunity now, if you don't do this now, you won't get this opportunity again, right? Although remember, you cannot miss out on something which is yours by divine right. So there are no wrong outcomes. There's all just life experience, I think, anyway. But Spirit is just saying, if you want this particular thing, now is the time to do it. Don't delay. Don't think I'll do it in 6 months. Don't think, you know, I'll do it in a year, or when I'm older, or when I've got this qualification, or when things have settled down at home, or when I've paid off my debt, or whatever it is. Don't think, because you'll be living in Never Never Land if you do that, and it's never going to happen. So if this is what you want, option A, do it now, don't delay. All right. For option B, we've got 6 of Swords. I've just got to make some room. 10 of Cups, Death, the Devil again represented, 5 of Swords, the card Play, and Loyal Heart. Okay. So with this 6 of Swords, I feel like you are leaving something behind in order to pursue your happiness. This is the Fountain Tarot that I'm using now. Also another very beautiful deck. So I see with option B, you leaving something behind in order to pursue your own happiness and to go in that direction. And in doing so, you will have to leave behind something significant to you. So it may be something that you feel very strongly about. It may be something that you have invested a lot in, maybe something that is very familiar and so feels safe and is in your comfort zone and you know where you're going, right? Or if you stay as you have been doing, which may be stagnant energy like we were talking about. But in doing so, you will experience that loss of sort of moving on. Although you're moving on to something greater, you're making a good decision, you're moving on to something good, you're moving towards your happiness and on the path towards your happiness and then in the direction of your happiness, which is a positive thing. There will be things to leave behind. There will be a kind of feeling of loss or a wrench. So, you know, maybe you're moving away from your family or from your friends or from what it is that you know. So expect that to feel challenging, and we've got a lot of challenging energies here. We've got death, which I think is really positive. This indicates like a big change for you. Again, this option will bring you out of this stagnation or out of your indecision, right? Or out of any kind of old energies or kind of limiting beliefs or situations that have been plaguing you. So a big transformation for you in your life. I feel like this will be a bigger change. This option B, this will be a bigger change in terms of how it feels in your emotional landscape and how it looks in your life. So this decision, option B, will be a bigger change. But again, there's this energy of temptation with the devil here. So both of these options, I just feel like you're invested in them in some way. Again, just, make sure that it's what you genuinely want and not kind of received wisdom, not something that someone else has planted that seed, or you've seen it on Instagram and you think, oh yeah, maybe I should do that. Or just take a moment to see if this is really what you want and that it's authentic for you. Because sometimes we can think something's going to make us happy, whereas really it's somebody else's dream. All right, I'm not saying this is the case here. And then we've got this Five of Swords. So I feel like maybe there'll be a little bit of resistance from other people if you make this decision, right? They may just worry that it's kind of not in your best interest in some way. Like maybe they don't understand what it is that you're doing, or they don't understand your motivation for doing it, right? With this Five of Swords energy. So you may experience some resistance from other people with their opinions, getting involved, telling you how to live your life, what it is that you want. Or it could just be that there's this inner resistance because the change, which with this Death card, is so big because you've had to leave things behind in order to pursue your happiness, right? So there may be that kind of inner conflict within you of kind of like, oh no, I've made the wrong decision, I want to go back. I didn't know how good it was or how good my life was until I was landed in this situation. Now, it doesn't mean that it's wrong, but Spirit is really saying you may go through these things and that will be natural to experience some doubt, some questioning, some fear, right? Maybe you'll be triggered with this devil, maybe. I'm hearing the devil is in the detail as well. So, you may want to just double check the details of this. Do your research before you go ahead with this. If you go for option B. But there are lighter energies here as well. So it's interesting because we've had death, the devil, Five of Swords. Feels like a little bit intense, right? So maybe there's just like an inner struggle within you with this. It doesn't mean that it's the wrong outcome. Just maybe that there's an inner struggle that you have about whether or not you're doing the right thing. But there are lighter energies here, clarifying your reading. We have the card Play and the card Loyal Heart. Now, both of these cards have pairs on them. So this is a pair of dolphins and this is a pair of owls. So they may be spirit animals to you. That may be a sign for you. This is number 35, which breaks down to an 8. So that may be significant to you as well. So I feel like with this, there'll be, in option B, there'll be a lot of fun to be had with this. If it's anything to do with the ocean, then this is definitely a sign for you. There'll definitely be a lot of fun here. Spirit is saying, remember not to take life too seriously. Don't take this too seriously. It's all going to work out fine for you if you do this. So, just keep the fun in this and don't kind of give in to your fear. So there's a lot of, you may have some processing to do, but ultimately, There's a lot of fun to be had, you know, with this person or with this opportunity with option B, all right? And then loyal heart. So maybe this option B is to do with, you know, being loyal to yourself, loyal to your authentic self and your real vision and your dream, okay? With this card, or it could be that you are pursuing something with somebody who is very loyal. You may be dealing with a Leo, because that's the sign that's linked to loyalty, or you may be a Leo. Or this could just be you're just loyal to this idea, you know, regardless of what people think or whether they think it's a good idea, or, you know, what it is that they have to say about it, or what hate comes your way. You are loyal to what it is that you truly want, and you are, if you can stay steady in your vision, then you will be able to get through that. But prepare to experience some resistance with option B, and to kind of get through that and come out the other side where things feel lighter and more fun. So you have to be loyal to your vision about what it is that you want to make happen, all right? So no definitive answers. Remember, there is no right or wrong. There is just life experience. I hope this has given you something to reflect on. This is everything that I have for you in this reading. It has been my honor to read your cards. Please let me know how it resonates in the comments. I would love to connect with you there. 2020 has been a very strange year. So let me know how you are progressing in your year, how you are, you know, helping your life to expand and to stay positive, and the changes that you are hoping to make, and the decision that you are making as well, all right? If you feel called to, please check out my beautiful collection of guided meditations and affirmations. They're all available on my website. I've got a few linked down below in the description box, and the whole collection is on my website, and you can find out loads more about me and what I have to offer on there, all right? But yes, have an amazing week. I'm sending you lots of love and light in your situation, and I look forward to seeing you again soon here on Lumiere. Take care, bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to your reading. To everyone who picked group number 3, it's lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me. This is for everybody who picked the beautiful Aura Quartz crystal. I recently bought this from the beautiful historic town of Avebury in Wiltshire in the UK, so you may want to check that out. Google it, because it is super it's a super magical place. The energy in Avebury is like nothing I have ever experienced. It is a very special and healing place. All right, let's take a look. We've got option A and option B. So you need to decide out of this decision that you've got to make, which is option A and which is option B for you in this situation. So for instance, if you were thinking of moving to San Francisco or to New York, then you could say that San Francisco was option A and New York was option B. So if you need to pause the video, or even if you want to write it down, then do that now, and we will take a look at the energies surrounding both options. Now remember, there is no right or wrong in this. We're just looking at the energies, and it's just a general reading, so take what resonates. Maybe you take a sign, maybe you just get a feeling or a sense. It's an opportunity to reflect. All right, I'm going to begin with option A for you, and we will look at these cards. Okay, so we've got 7 of Pentacles. Awakening, which is the Judgment card in the traditional tarot. This is the King of Pentacles. Ace of Cups in reverse. This is the Muse tarot that I'm using today. It's one of my new decks, and I absolutely adore it. This is 10 of Cups. All my decks are linked in the description box. The Warrior. And the card Yang energy. All right. So I see that this is kind of like investing in something. Okay, you're putting your effort in. You're trying to decide where it is that you want to put your effort and where you want to put your energy, right? So this is about kind of building something for the long term, investing in the long term, or investing in your future. All right. On this journey, if you choose option A, you will, with this awakening, this is going to be quite a spiritual path for you. Okay, you will learn a lot of lessons, and they will, this path will really trigger your growth as a person. They'll really be very character building, right? Lessons can sometimes be painful. It can sometimes be gritty. but ultimately it is more rewarding. It is kind of, you know, it can be the making of us, right? So this is what I'm picking up on here. So, you know, maybe as a result of taking this option, you may go through a spiritual awakening. Maybe you're going through a spiritual awakening now, and this is a progression of that process of sort of waking up. But you're definitely going to learn a lot about yourself, about life, about what's authentic to you, about what's true to you on this path of option A, all right? There's a lot here about the long term with the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So if this is to do with money or finances, this is very favorable for you in option A. This is really about putting the work in, maybe learning what you need to learn, maybe putting the work in, maybe working up the career ladder or taking steps in a direction. Could be financial or to do with career, it may not be, but what I'm really getting, the strongest message that I'm getting from this is just like, if you take this decision, if you make this decision, if you take this path, this is really going to affect you for the long term. So it's quite weighty, right? In a way, it's quite weighty. And you're looking at a change that you will make or a decision that you will make which will really colour your life for a long, long time. Because this King of Pentacles is really like, I call it the shiz just got real. It's about kind of taking things from our minds, from the energetic, right, and bringing them down into form, making it real, really making it happen. This is just like, wow, this is really happening now. This relationship is really happening now. Or my dream is really kind of, you know, I'm on board with it. It's really kind of happening in my life, or the thing that I wanted to manifest is really happening, okay? There's a lot of responsibility on this path in option A. That you need to be aware of as well. This is kind of, you'll have to be responsible. And there's like this is super interesting, this combination. Ace of Cups in the reverse to the Ten of Cups. So what I'm seeing from this is kind of, it's like a short-term loss for a long-term gain. Like emotionally in terms of your happiness. So I feel like to begin with, you may feel unsure, uncertain. You may wonder if you've made the right decision, and it may bring you some unhappiness in the short term. It may be that you feel unbalanced or depleted in some way. It may be that you feel unsure or just like overwhelmed as well in the short term. But in the long term, this option will bring you a lot of happiness, like complete fulfillment. If you want a family, if you want a soul tribe around you, if you want to feel completely fulfilled and nourished, this is what I see with this Ten of Cups as the outcome of your card, of your spread here with the tarot. Now we've got the card the Warrior. Look at this with this kind of Ace of Swords imagery on here. This is really saying to me, you're going to have to cut through the crap. You're going to have to like cut through the nonsense of whatever it is that's going on in your life. And you have the power to do that. You wield the sword. You have the power with your word, with your actions to kind of do that. So it's saying you can overcome any problems, you can overcome any challenges, you can be solutions focused. Remember, we're looking at the long term here. So this is what I'm seeing in option A for you, that ability to be able to you know, there may be a battle to fight, there may be like an uphill struggle, but you have got what it takes, right? You can cut through that. You may be able to have to kind of fight for your place at the top, or fight for your place in this person's life, or persuade somebody of your merits, or kind of overcome any kind of haters or people who want to hold you back. But you have absolutely got what it takes, and on this path you may be called to do that. You may be called to that deeper part of yourself, to bring that forward, to really kind of put your head above the parapet and really kind of risk getting shot down. But ultimately you will be successful, you will be triumphant. Now this path is it's a path of like putting the work in with this yang energy. This isn't something you can manifest. This isn't something you can magic into your life. This is going to be a result of you taking massive action, okay? If you want to sit at home in your PJs watching Netflix and wait for it to land in your lap, it is not going to with this option, okay? With option A, this is all about you putting the work in. Doesn't mean that it'll be hard work. It's going to be rewarding with this King of Pentacles, but and ultimately bring you a lot of fulfillment and happiness. But you will have to put the work in, you know, because we're opening the reading with the Seven of Pentacles, which is about investing in the future and putting the work in, and you know, being patient while you see results for that. And this yang energy is action-based focus, action-based energy moving forward. It's time to take action, right? So if you want this, take action on it. Is what I'm saying. Let's take a look at option B. I'm just gonna have some water. Okay, option B, we've got Nine of Swords, the Hierophant. I'm just going to move these cards out of the way because I'm just cluttering everything up. Ten of Wands, Three of Swords, Four of Pentacles, the card Boundaries, and the card Mending. All right, so there are a lot in option B. There are a lot of heavier energies here. Doesn't mean that it's wrong, could just be that it's kind of more of a life lesson. But I'm just feeling like, let's talk about it. With this Nine of Swords, the Hierophant, I feel like something in this option B, there's some sort of long-term plan or long-term commitment or something that you're committed to that feels like a bit of a nightmare. It feels like it's too overwhelming, it's too much of a challenge. Maybe it's a project that you're taking on, or a relationship, or a new job, but ultimately and I feel like you are committed to it. It's not because you are wishy-washy about this in any respect. You are committed to this, and you, like, if you go into this, you jump into it with both feet and you are committed to it. But I feel like it will feel like a burden to you, and that may be with this Ten of Wands. This may be because it is not resonating with you. It could be because it might be the case that it's not for you, or that it isn't the right option. It could just be that it's the wrong time, or that it's not quite right. So maybe you want to take that career, but this job in this company isn't quite the right one, just as an example. Okay, so there's something about this that I'm seeing which is out of alignment for you. Okay, it's gonna feel like a burden, it's gonna feel like overwhelm, it's gonna feel like it's too much, like you don't have what it takes. Whereas this option A, you've absolutely got what it takes, right? And it's gonna bring like a sense of loss with this Three of Swords, and kind of unhappiness, a lot of struggle. Okay, again, it doesn't mean that it's a no. It's just Spirit is really saying this is going to be an uphill struggle. This is going to be you know, you're fighting against the universe with this option. And again, if you're thinking, no, but this is what I truly want, it could just be that the timing is off. There's this kind of element of it not being the right time for you now, and maybe in 6 months or a year, or when you've gained more insight or more knowledge, then this can come into alignment for you. But right now, if you do this now, there's a lot of heavy energies around this, of it being feeling overwhelming, bringing unhappiness, feeling like you've made the wrong decision, feeling like there's a loss. Four of Pentacles, like a lot of resistance to this, kind of it resulting in like you are feeling stuck, like you haven't moved forward, like you don't know what to do, which is what I'm picking up on with this. Okay, we have the card Boundaries here. You know, and the Four of Pentacles is really about boundaries as well. You know, in the traditional tarot, it's a guy holding a pentacle like right over his heart space. So I feel like, you know, this message has come up for a reason. Perhaps you need to assert a boundary, or reassess your boundaries, or be stronger about saying no. You know, maybe in this option there's some sort of element of negotiation, like you need to be clear about what it is that you want, otherwise you'll end up in an unhappy situation, right? So maybe that's the key to this, about being clear about what it is that you want and not settling for second best, or not letting somebody persuade you or twist your arm because you fear losing their friendship or their good opinion or that opportunity, right? You cannot miss out on something which is yours by divine right. Remember that. And we have the card Mending. This is a 52, breaks down to a 7. That may be significant to you. I feel like these boundaries are the key to being able to kind of make this right. I feel like if you take this option B, there will be some damage that is done that will need repair with this Mending card. Like you'll have to backtrack, you'll have to kind of begin again. So it's quite clear there's one that's super positive and one that is quite challenging. Option A, super positive. Option B is quite challenging. But it doesn't mean that option B is wrong for you. Remember, it just could be to do with timing. I'm also getting a message, and it's very specific, and it may just be for one person out there, but whoever it is that needs this, I want to talk about this because I am getting a message about a relationship here as well, like a challenging relationship or a loss in love. That there was something that you were hoping had long-term potential, maybe for whoever it is that I'm connecting with now, that has turned into something that was quite hard work and maybe a loss, and maybe now there is this experience of sorrow or heartbreak, and that I'm seeing here, and kind of feeling shut down about love, about this particular connection, or about relationships in general. But Spirit is really saying that the key to this is your boundaries. It's about deciding what your intention is, being clear about your own boundaries, and not being afraid of losing somebody, like we were talking about earlier, by asserting your boundaries. But in doing that, you will gain greater respect, and this can result in kind of a repair. Maybe that mending is like mending your broken heart, okay? Or that is mending your belief about relationships when you have these solid boundaries and no one will come in and mess with you ever again, right? Or maybe it's just that kind of repair of kind of being able to come into wholeness in yourself, and you know, having learned something about yourself so that you can feel whole again. All right, so that's just a message for some of you that just came out if you're going through like a relationship situation. All right, that's everything that I have for you in this reading. I hope you have found it beneficial. It's been super interesting. I've really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what decision it is that you are making, what it is that's going on in your life, and how it is that you are moving forward. And trying to make your dreams come true, all right? If you feel called to, please check out my beautiful book, Attract Soulmate Love. So for coming into union with your divine counterpart using feminine energy, all right? So the energy of trusting, allowing, and receiving. You can read loads more about it on my website, and also over on Instagram, Lumiere_mystic. I post little videos about feminine energy, love, and relationships over there. But have an amazing week. I'm sending you lots of love and light in your situation, and I look forward to seeing you again soon here on Lumiere. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to your reading. To everyone who picked group number 4, this is for everybody who picked the beautiful quartz crystal geode. This is like half of it, and I've got the other half as well, so they make a whole. So it's very sparkly and magical. I really love it. It's been in my collection a while. All right, so we've got option A and option B for this. So you need to decide which part of your decision is option A and which is option B. So say you were deciding whether to move to San Francisco or to New York, then San Francisco would be A and New York would be B. So just take a moment to decide. You might want to write it down, you might want to pause the video, but just make your decision as to which is option A and which is option B, and then we will take a look at the energies of both outcomes. Remember, it's just a general reading for you to reflect and to get clarity around the energies of these different options. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. You might get a sign, you might get a feeling. It's just to help to you to tune into your intuition as to which direction to go in. So it's meant to be empowering, all right? But yeah, let's take a look at option A and see what energies we have surrounding this. Okay, so opening your reading with 7 of Wands, the Emperor, Aries energy represented here, 3 of Swords. This is the Muse Tarot that I'm using today. I love it so much. Hierophant, Taurus energy here, the Sun, Leo's energy. All my decks are linked in the description box if you ever see one that you like. This is the Sage, all right, and the card To Be Fair. All right, so this is option A. Now, this is interesting. I see with this option, there's mixed energies here, and there's a little bit of a journey. So if you make this selection, if option A is your choice, then there's going to be a little bit of a journey to go through. With this 7 of Wands and the Emperor, you may have to carve out your own path and sort of forge ahead on your own. You may have to kind of stand your ground in some way and be quite determined about what it is that you want to go in this direction. So you may have to be quite determined in terms of what other people have to say about what you're doing. Maybe you're sort of swimming upstream a little bit, and you know, there's some struggles and challenges that you need to overcome with this option. And I feel like at times with this 3 of Swords, you know, it can feel like a struggle. You may have your doubts about whether you've done the right thing. You will have to be very disciplined in order to manage your emotions and in order to manage any challenges that come along. It doesn't mean that this is wrong or that it's a bad thing. Often the things that are worth having take effort. You know, they require effort. If things just land in our lap, we often don't appreciate them, or they don't mean very much to us. So this doesn't mean that it's wrong. Spirit is just highlighting really strongly that discipline will be needed in order to make this happen. You know, that things will be thrown in your path, that there may be resistance to this. Some of this resistance may be your own inner conflict as to kind of, I feel like there may have to be a sacrifice to be made. If you take this option A, there may require for some of you a sacrifice of some description. You know, maybe you have to put off something that you really wanted, or something that would give you pleasure, or like for a little while in order to make this happen, right? So maybe you have to give up something that you enjoy doing in order to put more effort into this, or maybe you have to you know, give up things that make your life more comfortable financially so that you can put that money into this or into your future, right? If that's how it resonates, right? If it's a relationship, maybe you have to, there's something to give up there, you know, in order to have this relationship. Maybe you have to give up living somewhere that you really love. So there are these challenges, and I feel like that if this is true for you, then you will recognize this, you know, that it will resonate with you. But ultimately, for the long term, look at this, Hierophant, and then the outcome of option A is the Sun. So this is very powerful. So this is kind of like long-term happiness. If you can be committed to this and see your way through any difficulties and challenges and really, you know, ride that wave. Okay, because that's the difference between people who fail and people who succeed. okay? The people who succeed are the ones who keep going. You know what they say, if you're going through hell, keep going. And what is on the other side of that, right? If you are committed to this for the long term, if you've got a strong intention, if you've got that long-term vision, then option A will bring you a lot of happiness, a lot of expansion, right? In terms of your life, maybe in terms of your material life, your material possessions, maybe in terms of, you know, being more comfortable financially, maybe in terms of just your emotional fulfillment. This is a card of love, the Sun, as well. You know, it's a card of the heart, linked to Leo. Leo really linked to the heart. You know, this is something that's very authentic to you. This is something that you can be very proud of. This is something that will really pay off for you if you can commit to it through the long term, through thick and thin, is what I'm hearing. All right. So very powerful. If this decision involves kind of moving somewhere, anything to do with family, anything to do with moving somewhere sunny or where there's a better climate, or a decision to do with the summer, then this is like heavily indicated. It's sorry, I'm just getting a message that then it's going to resonate more with you. All right. We've got the card the Sage here. So on this journey, if you choose option A, you will gain a lot of wisdom. If this decision is about learning something, right, expanding your knowledge, doing a course, investing in your education, then this is heavily indicated for you as well, and will be successful for you. So that's indicated here. May also be that on this journey you may have to ask somebody who has already been down that path. You may have to get some advice, or invest in some advice, or get some help in that respect to help you to be successful in option A. So somebody who's already been down that path, somebody who has a lot of knowledge about this, right? So if it's a relationship, maybe you need some relationship counselling or something to help you get onto the same page, or if it's something to do with your career, perhaps you need to talk to somebody who has already been down that road and ask them about their experiences. Maybe reach out to somebody or a few people to give you the insider information. We have the card To Be Fair as well. So this is a 38, breaks down to an 11, breaks down to a 2. So those numbers may be significant to you. Libra's energy represented here as well. This is just saying that things will balance out for you. This is about like harmony will come in for you, balance will come in for you as a result of option A. If this is to do with any legal matters, this is very favourable for you. In option A, anything to do with legal matters or going into the legal profession is very heavily favoured here, okay? And that things will turn out in your favour with option A. Let's take a look at the energies of option B. We've got King of Cups, just going to make some room. Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor. Again, Emperor was represented in option A as well. The card Connect to Your Heart and the card Chop Wood. All right, let's take a look. This is super. There's a lot of people in this option B. Knight of Pentacles, Emperor, King of Cups and the Queen of Swords. I mean, the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords couldn't be you know, any more different in terms of their character here. And in between them, there's Two of Pentacles. What I'm seeing here with option B is that there is this balance which will need to be struck between your head and your heart. So the Queen of Swords is all to do with kind of the logic, right? And the King of Cups is all to do with the creativity and your heart, all right? So you can just take this how it resonates, but I see that in option B there will be this kind of pull between your head and your heart. I don't think necessarily you'll have to make a decision between those two, but they will need to be managed, right? So what your heart wants, or what you want creatively, and maybe practicalities or material worlds, 3D worlds, factors or issues will need to be considered. And these two things in option B will have to be managed, right? So it's kind of like walking a tightrope in order to kind of help you to feel balanced, right? In order to keep you on the straight and narrow. So in order for this to be successful for you. So this is a factor in option B between your head and your heart. And maybe you sense this, maybe you are resonating with this, in that there is this conflict between your head and your heart, and you don't have to choose either or, but these are just different facets of you, or different facets to your situation, which will need to be considered and managed if you choose option B, right? As you move forward, I think it's kind of really interesting, because they're kind of like opposing forces that need to be juggled or balanced, that may cause some inner tension or some inner conflict for you, right? Be aware of that. Look at this though. Knight of Pentacles to the Emperor. Again, this energy of discipline. So either way, option A or option B, there's going to require some leveling up, or some you to be disciplined. You know, maybe you want to be out having fun or hanging out with your friends, but or just doing something else, but there's this energy of kind of being disciplined for the long term. I know discipline is a bit boring, isn't it? It's not very much fun, but it's just a kind of like setting your intention very clearly, and then letting that intention be your true north and going in that direction, and you know, having that be your control, the sort of measure that keeps you on the straight and narrow, that keeps you on that tightrope, that keeps you moving forward, okay? So that you are not swayed by outside influences, or by every shiny object that comes along, or every other opportunity that comes along. You're just like, this is my focus, and this is why it's going to require discipline to move forward with this. But I see this, so you're working towards the long term with this Knight of Pentacles. So you're building, you know, this is someone who's building an empire. This is somebody who's building for the future, who's putting foundations down for the future. So with this option, whatever you do, you are laying those foundations for the future. But it's all to do, you know, this Emperor is yang energy, it's masculine energy. This is about taking action, this is about driving forward, this is about decision making, this is about leveling up, this is about, you know, it's quite serious in a way, like it's quite serious. But ultimately successful. The Emperor is a card of success, of kind of this combination combined is just like you achieving success based out of your own efforts. Like no one helps you, you know, no one gives you kind of a leg up. You just like put the work in, you take it a step at a time, you do what you need to do, and ultimately you create something really good for the long term, which is very solid, right? That you can call your own. We have the card Chop Wood. This is a 42, breaks down to a 6. Those numbers may be significant to you. This just indicates to me that this is about preparation, right? So if you choose this option, just make sure that you are fully prepared, that you've got all the information, that you are ready, okay? Don't, you know, if you haven't got a plan, or your plan is a little bit vague, or you're not 100% sure about things, get more information and make sure that you are planning things, that you've got everything in place, that you've got all the information that you need, and that you are prepared, that you've got the right stuff, that you've got the money behind you. So this is a card of being prepared. And then we have the card Connect to Your Heart. So maybe this is quite a heart-centered goal that you have, or wish that you have. And it's interesting because we open the reading with the King of Cups and then we're closing it with this Connect to Your Heart. These are both heart-centered cards, very similar colours. So there's a siren. I'm not sure if that's picking up on the audio. It's not often you hear a siren around here. I live in the middle of nowhere. Very unusual. So yes, but this is just saying, Spirit's really saying connect to your heart during this process. You know, this is about like making an authentic decision. Is this authentic to you? Is this the kind of, you know, this option B, does it come from the heart? Is it what you truly want? Is it your truth? All right. So listen to your heart because it will not lead you astray. So I feel like with this, there is no wrong outcome, really. It's just like life experience either way. I hope this has helped you in some way and that it has enabled you to connect to your intuition about what it is that you want to do in your situation, and looking at some of the energies around both of these options. I know I haven't given you a definitive answer, but that wasn't my intention in the pre-meditation to do that, because like I said at the beginning, that's about giving your power away rather than being empowered to for you to make your own decision about what's good for you. All right, but let me know in the comments how this resonates, what decision it is that you're making, what's going on in your life, how you're hoping to expand your life and move forward. I'd love to chat to you down there. But yeah, if you feel called to, please check out my beautiful collection of guided meditations and affirmations. People have been getting amazing results with dissolving their blocks towards love and prosperity. So I've written all those meditations, I've written them from the heart. So, you know, if you resonate with this channel, you will resonate with those. But yeah, check those out. They're linked in the description box, and there's more on my website. You can find out more about what I offer over at lumieretarot.com. And if you enjoyed this, you can find out more about me and get more Lumiere stuff over on Instagram as well, Lumiere_mystic. All right, but have an amazing week. I'm sending you lots of love and light in your situation, and I look forward to seeing you again soon here on Lumiere. Take care. Bye-bye.